Canada's most famous hockey dad. The one who told his son not to skate to where the puck was, but to where it was going. I wish all children could enjoy the support of a devoted parent, coach, teacher, or mentor as they pursue their passions, whether on the field of play, in the classroom, on a stage, in a studio, or in front of a computer. What is most important is to help children to find that thing they love to do and surround them with support so they can chase their dreams. Long before I became a hockey dad, my dream was to be a hockey player. Specifically, I wanted to be Ken Dryden of the Montreal Canadiens. Ken Dryden and I had something in common. We were both goaltenders. As a child growing up in Jamaica, I had played goalie in soccer. My family moved to Sudbury, Ontario when I was 12 years old, and whether I was playing street hockey or shinny on the ice rink near our apartment on Peter Street, goalie was my position here too. When I started watching the Canadiens on the local French language channel, I looked for the player I wanted to be. Ken Dryden came up with Montreal in 1970-71, which made it easy for me to identify with him when I moved here. It also helped that he was good. As the other kids and I played, we tried to emulate our role models in the NHL, and we wanted everyone to know who we were. I ceased to be Karl Subban in net. I was Ken Dryden. I even imitated his famous pose, standing tall in front of the net, leaning on his goal stick, which was angled to its maximum height, his glove hand resting on his blocker. He seemed to be saying, "I'm waiting for you." Ken Dryden helped me make the transition to my new life. As a youngster and a new immigrant, I wanted to make friends. I wanted to feel like I belonged. Being Ken Dryden made it easier to fit in. I was no longer Karl Subban, the kid from Jamaica. I was Karl Subban, the kid now living in Canada. Hockey was more than an idle pastime. When I wasn't watching the Montreal Canadiens on the French channel or watching the Sudbury Wolves of the Ontario Hockey League in the Sudbury Arena, or listening to the Wolves games on CKSO radio with Joe Bowen doing the play-by-play, I was playing shinny. Once we made up our teams for games on the ice or on the street, the competitive juices flowed with the drop of the puck or the ball. Win or lose, we had fun. On one hand, I had a growing passion for the game. On the other hand, I was having difficulty accepting the fact that I couldn't play hockey on a real team since my family simply could not afford the equipment, the registration fees, and the travel. I had this burning desire to play more and to achieve more, but my dream of being Ken Dryden had almost no shelf life. It wasn't too long before I realized I would have to park my dream in my dream chest with the hope that someday it would be resurrected. As a young man, before I became a dad myself, I discovered another thing I loved to do, something that would become my life's passion, and that is helping children succeed. That passion took shape as I was pursuing a dream of playing in the National Basketball Association, or NBA. I was drawn to basketball in high school when I reached 6'3", and I played collegiate basketball at Lakehead University in Thunder Bay, Ontario. The LU Nor'westers, as they were called then, were often a top 10 team in Canada when I played there in the late 1970s and early 80s. During the summers, I coached kids at the Abitibi Price basketball camps that Lakehead hosted. It was at these camps that I realized how much I enjoyed working with kids. Suddenly, another dream to become a teacher